Hi, it's Adam here from Music Radar. Today I'm looking at something very cool if you're an Ableton Live user. This is the Live Enhancement Suite plugin. This is basically a little bit of software which runs alongside Live and adds in some really cool, useful features, some things that people have been asking for Ableton themselves to include for ages. But let's take a look at it. This is the Live Enhancement Suite website where you can get it from. That's enhancementsuite.me. And it's a small free download which you can get for Windows or Mac, and it comes with a load of really nice features which I'm going to take a look at. First off, let's jump into Live. So I've got this installed here. I downloaded it from GitHub. I installed it, very simple, and it adds this little menu at the top here. It runs in your little toolbar, and then from here you can go to different settings and menus. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But for now, let's just see what it can do. First up, which is very nice, is if you come down into the bottom bar here and do a double right click, it will bring up this menu, which is part of Live Enhancement Suite. And it brings up instrument and effects, which you can insert very quickly. This is set up with the default at the moment, which you can change by editing a settings file. So you can put all your favorite plugins here, your favorite effects and things. By default, it's got a serum and a drum rack and then a few different effects in there, or you can add in a MIDI pitch. But all this is completely customizable. You can even add in sub-menus and things, with just a little bit of the tweaking of the code. So I'll just demo that there. I can just whack in like simple as that, and that's very fast. It saves you from going into your folders and things in here or typing in the search bar. Just a really fast way to add in some of your favorite stuff. And if you're working in Live a lot, and hours on projects, tiny little time saves like that are going to add up. So let's try and add in a new one to this menu here. So if you go up to configure menu, it brings up this text file, which is a little bit intimidating at first, but it's actually fairly simple. It's just a case of adding in the text under the instruments here. So you add it in pairs. So you add in first the name of the plugin that you want to show up. We'll go for DX7V, and then you add in a search term. So that's DX7V. And then I can specify at the end that I want that to be a VST. And that should, if I save that and then reload Live Enhancement Suite from the menu at the top there. Then if I go and double click in this menu here, it's got DX7V listed in the menu. And that should hopefully bring that up. So a little bit of configuring and typing out, and that's going to save you a lot of time in the long run. Another of my favorite things which it adds is some stuff with the piano roll. It adds in a function where you can hold down a particular key on, it's different on PC and Mac. For Mac, you hold down the section key, which is the kind of strangely shaped S key just below the escape button. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm holding that down, and then I can simply click and add in notes like that without going into draw mode. You can click and drag to change the length of notes, and up and down you can see there is changing the velocity. So that's a super fast way of adding into the piano roll without a shortcut to switch back and forwards to draw mode. Another nice thing is if you hold shift and double right click, it brings up a scales and chords menu. That's going to lock the piano roll to whichever scales and chords you could want, harmonic minor. Another feature which some DAWs have as standard already is a project timer, so you can find out how long you've been working on a particular project. That can be accessed from the menu at the top here, and then click on project time and it pops up a window telling you how long you've been in there. You can set that to strict time, so it's only counting when you're actually in Live in the plugin window, or it's anytime Live is open on your computer. It also adds in a load of useful keyboard shortcuts, which are detailed here in the documentation, which I encourage you to read. Closing all the plugin windows at once is quite a useful one, and there's loads of different things in there. You can save new versions of projects automatically, which is a nice quick way of doing that, and yeah, a whole load of other stuff there. So yeah, definitely check out Live Enhancement Suite. It's a free download. You've got nothing to lose, and there's already stuff in there that I'm definitely going to be using on a day-to-day basis.